Hello, welcome to Lil's Vintage World. This video is going to be a haul of all things to do with women's suffrage, women's rights, women's history, suffragists, suffragettes. You get the idea. I've even got on the appropriate earrings. Right, getting straight into it, I started with something that I picked up from eBay. These cost me a grand total of £3.15, which I was very happy with. These are postcards, replica postcards from 1908, and these are anti-suffrage postcards. So I'm sure you've seen that the suffragists, suffragettes, they really went in on merch, essentially. Merch is not a modern thing, but they really merchandised their cause, which I think is great, and anti-suffragettes did it too. So anti-suffrage groups were up and down the country. They contained men and women that are against women having the right to vote, and they also did things like postcards. These are replicas. You can buy original postcards of the time depicting women's suffrage, but you're looking at paying like 15, 20 quid, you know, for postcards, which I think they're completely worth the money, don't get me wrong, but these three were £3.15 with post, so why not? So I have one which is a Christmas one, and then I have two which are, this is the house that man built, this is a Houses of Parliament one, and this is a Holloway prison one, and these have like little poems on them. So I think I'll read you the Holloway prison one. This is the house that man built, and this is the home of the poor suffragette, and there's room for a great many more in it yet. When they racket and riot and will not keep quiet, we place them on plank beds and very low diet. To stop all their din, we just run them into the house that man built. So there we are. Quite interesting aspect of the women's suffrage movement was the anti-women's suffrage movement. Then I made a bit of a purchase from the House of Parliament online shop, starting with this lapel pin. So this is a lapel pin which says Votes for Women on it. It's in the colours of the WSPU, so the suffragettes, in the colours purple, white and green, and it's originally from 1908. Again, like the postcards, you can get the, you know, the original ones, but you're going to be paying up for them. I paid £2.95 for a replica from, you know, these are from 1908, and same as the postcards, and therefore, you know, whoopsie daisies, therefore, you know, you're going to be paying more for them because they're an antique, but I mean, it'd be lovely to have them in my collection one day, but for now I'm happy with the replica that I just dropped on the floor. I got it, it's okay. Also from the Houses of Parliament shop, I picked up this little decoration. If you follow me on Instagram or you've watched my bookshelf tour, link for you up here, you'll probably know that I have a suffragette hanging decoration. So she's in the colours of the WSPU, the Women's Social and Political Union, which is purple, white and green. This is a suffragist decoration. She is part of the NUWSS, National Union Women's Suffrage Societies. Blah, blah, blah. Their colours are red, white and green. Here she is with her hat on. She's got a little feather, which I really, really like. And she's got a placard that says Votes for Women. So she's a suffragist, so she complies within the law, and she goes around like talking to people, essentially, and saying, this is why we should have the vote, and, you know, handing out leaflets and pamphlets and getting people to sign things, and, you know, suffragist, different to a suffragette that were militant. I really liked these. I would like to get more of them. They do like this whole 6 Wives of Henry VIII. I'd like to get those. I do have an Elizabeth one too. But yeah, I was really happy to get this. And also, I'm really happy that there's more diversity in these decorations now. I think that's fab. So yeah, happy to have this. She was £12. Then from the Houses of Parliament shop, I picked myself up a little notepad. This just says Votes for Women on it. I really like the silhouettes of these like Edwardian women, and then this kind of hunger strike medal in the middle. It's one of these notepads that opens up like this, and so once I'm done with it, I'll just kind of cut across here and then probably frame this bit, because I do really, really like this. I go through notepads like nobody's business at the moment, because I'm doing my masters, so it's a bit go through so much stationery. This was only £2.95, which I think is such a good price for a notebook. In the same design from the Houses of Parliament shop, I also picked up the mug. Whoops, the mug. I was not looking at the mug. Yeah, I also picked up the mug. This was only £6.95, which meant that I couldn't say no, essentially. It's in the same design, although this is more of like an off-white and the notebook's more of like a yellow. But again, Edwardian women's silhouette, votes for women, hanger strike medal. I just loved it. I think it'll look really nice on my shelves, so why not? And lastly, from the House of Parliament shop, and probably one of the best purchases I've ever made in life, is a Suffragette Duck. If you don't need a Suffragette Duck in your life, reevaluate. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is a rubber duck, not meant for the bath. It doesn't have a hole in it. It's a decorative rubber duck that is a suffragette. Her hat is in the colours of the suffragettes, so purple, white, green. She's got a votes for a newspaper. She's Edwardian. She's having a great time and she will enjoy sitting on my shelves, especially for £6.95. Kind of wish I got two. But she's fab. And you can get like these ducks, loads of people. You can get policemen that are rubber ducks. There's a Henry VIII and an Anne Boleyn rubber duck, you know? Boo. And finally, the last few bits that I have to share with you are all jewellery bits. So suffragette jewellery was really popular at the time and also for the next like few decades to come. So I'm an avid collector. The first thing that I got is suffragette colours, hence why it's in this video. But it is this lovely 1940s brooch that I just thought was fab. So it's like clear and then has the purple, white and green. That blue bit's not meant to be there. I'm going to see if I can do something to get rid of that. But I just thought it was lovely. Really, really nice and subtle and very me, because as you know, I love roses. I'm pretty sure they're meant to be roses. And that was £12, postage included. A complete bargain was this brooch, which has bubble wrap in the back. Get rid of that. This is a beautiful brooch. I'm not quite sure of the age of this because they said 30s and 40s, but it does have a long pin, which means that it's usually quite early. Like a lot of Victorian ones and Edwardian ones have long pins, but hey ho. Anyway, so this brooch is lovely. It's circular, and then as you can see, it has the white, the purple and the green little stones. I just loved it. I think it's so sweet. And I paid like £2.20 plus a bit of postage. I think it came to like just under £4, bonkers, but I love it. And then last but not least, my most amazing find just of this haul, I mean including the duck, is something that I've had my eye on for a number amount of years now and never been able to get one because the prices have just been too high. I've known them get into like 3 figures and yeah, I've always missed out, but I managed to get one for £30 plus pay, so I was very happy, and that is a watch. So the strap is not original, but this bit is. If I bring it in close, can you see it says vote for women? These were very popular at the time, and actually the turn of the 20th century is when watches become really like wristwatches become popular. Obviously watches have been around for many years before that, but that's when it started to become popular, and this was like part of their merchandise, so to speak. You know, just subtle ways with the beautiful flowers in the centre. I just love it. It doesn't work, but if you kind of shake it, it'll then work for a few seconds and stop. So we're thinking it needs a clean. However, because it's old, I kind of just don't want to touch it. It's also one of these pieces that I love so much, I'll be so scared if something happened to it. And I am one of the clumsiest people. If you ever meet me in real life, I trip over air, okay? I'm so clumsy that I'd worry that I'd break it, and obviously it's old. I don't want to break it. So my mum's given me a lovely kind of display box for me to put it on, so I'm going to put it on display box on my shelf, and that's where it's going to sit. I don't think I'm going to get it cleaned up and get it working, which part of me thinks is a shame because obviously it's a watch, it's meant to be used, but also it's a part of history that I literally just want to sit and stare at, and I do quite often just sit and stare at it because I just think it's just such a valuable piece of history and I just love it very, very much. So there we are. Right, that is my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what item has taken your fancy. Is there anything here that you think is fab? Is there anything around that you think, oh, Lil, you should get that for your suffragette shelves, or you should get that for your Tudor shelves, or anything kind of history related that you think is really cool and you think I should get, let me know in the comment section below, because as you know, I do love decorating my shelves. Here is a Henry VIII, that turd on a stick. Here is my 6 Wives of Henry VIII and Henry VIII, but in bunny rabbit form. Why not? Because I like rabbits. Okay, this video has taken a weird turn. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.